In today's video, I am sharing with you 5 meals that I eat every week on a plant-based diet. If you're new here, hey, I'm Healthy Emmy. I'm a nutritionist, a weight loss specialist, and the creator of the Slim on Starch program. To learn more about how you can join the Slim on Starch program and work with me and perhaps even a mindset coach and a nutrition coach, click the link in the down bar. In front of me, I have 5 different categories of meals, and I'm going to walk you through each one of these categories and how you can customize them to your tastes, preferences, and lifestyle so that you can use this as a rinse and repeat formula every single week. We're going to be discussing what each category is, how I use it in my world, and why it's so beneficial to use this category of meal. The first category is the no-cook meal. So take out a pen and paper, write down category 1, no-cook meal. I'm gonna tell you what it is, I'm gonna tell you what mine is, and why you should implement them. The no-cook meal is exactly what it sounds like. It's a meal that doesn't require the slicing, the dicing, the chopping, the cooking, the waiting, the timing. You can just throw it all together. And this can either be done by buying foods that you can just pop in the microwave and cook in the microwave, or it can be done by prepping the food ahead of time, cooking it ahead of time, and then just throwing it together. Mine is done with the former, the much easier way of doing it. This is my Southwest bowl from the Healthy Bowls cookbook. Let me give you a little close-up. This is a simple combination of rice that was actually microwaved, so you can just buy frozen microwavable rice. Just make sure to check the ingredients list and make sure that there's nothing added to it except for rice itself. You can also buy frozen quinoa, super easy, just microwave it in the bag. It's done in 3 minutes. Then I've added in canned beans. Again, no cooking required. You can just drain them, rinse them, toss them in. Pico de gallo, no cooking required, threw it in there. Canned corn or frozen corn, didn't have to cook it, threw it in. Avocado, put some pumpkin seeds on top, some lime juice, some seasonings. No cooking required, done, wham, bam, over with. This for me is an example of a no-cook meal. Now I want you to pause this video and think about what can your no-cook meal be, and give yourself a number of options. Why are these so beneficial? Well, first and foremost, they're quick. You're saving time, and time is money. They're easy cleanup. You're not using a bunch of pots and pans and dishes and knives. You can throw them all together and discard of whatever they came in the first place. Get rid of the cans, get rid of the bottles, get rid of those, and you have your meal left. These also travel nicely. So if you're traveling and you don't have access to a kitchen, if you know that you can get your hands on these and maybe get your hands on a microwave, you can have this wherever you go. So these are ideal for the busy days and they're ideal for the travel days. The next category is a one-pot meal. In a one-pot meal, everything gets cooked in this one pot. There's no extra pans and skillets and things being baked. It's all happening in here, honey. And let me show you what's in mine. Super, super simple, and it's warm because I just made it. It smells so good. So in mine, I have a combination of, first I cooked some farro. So to cook the farro, I combined the farro with water and I brought it to a boil and then let it simmer for about 10 minutes until it was cooked through. And then I added in some kidney beans, and the kidney beans actually grow in size when you add them in. I can put this into a bowl and show you, but it's really nice when you add in the kidney beans, they expand a bit and they become super hearty. All right, so here we have it. We have the farro with kidney beans, and then I added in some collard greens and some spices, and it's so delicious. I added some fresh lemon juice as well, but this is so easy and it's so cheap, and it takes 2 seconds, and it's actually a really hearty, satisfying dish. So to this I added smoked paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper, and a little bit of thyme to sort of give it a jambalaya feeling. But truly, the possibilities are endless. This is a rinse and repeat formula for one-pot meals. All you do is you boil up your grain of choice, you add in your legume of choice, so I added in kidney beans, that's what I had on hand, and then you add in your vegetable of choice, and I had collard greens, and I started to feel like there was this jambalaya that was happening, and added in some spices to complement that. But do it with any grain, any legume, any vegetable. Why are these beneficial? My favorite part is that it's a great way to clean out the pantry and clean out the fridge. You put the grain, you put the legume, and whatever veggie is left over in the fridge gets added in there as well. It's like this nice cleanup meal. I also find it so hearty and satisfying. When you throw the beans in, they expand in size, and when you throw in the vegetables, they all marinate together, and they just make this really comforting, synergetic meal, as opposed to if you had your rice, and then you had your vegetables, and then you had your legumes, and you have them all separate. The flavors don't have a chance to marinate and meld together, and it's not as satisfying of an experience. Whereas there's something about having that one pot on the stove with all those flavors marinating together and the synergy that happens with all of them that makes the dish just that more satisfying. What I also appreciate is it makes you very involved in the cooking process, because you're thinking to yourself, okay, what spices would complement these vegetables? You feel very connected to the food, and you don't feel as though you're following a recipe step by step in this transactional manner. It's this more intuitive relationship with the food that you're having. Not only does having one pot allow all the flavors to fuse together, but the cleanup is so easy. You have one pot to clean up. Another regular in your rotation should be vitamin B12. The vitamin B12 that I recommend is linked below. It's mine, it's clean. Be a responsible plant-based healthy honey and supplement with your vitamin B12. The next category numero 3, family-friendly meals. Now you can actually see here that category 3 is made up of 2 different plates, because I want to show why I love family-friendly recipes so much, and especially one like this, is the versatility of them. So here I have a tofu sandwich and a tofu bowl. This is the tofu teriyaki bowl from my Healthy Bowls cookbook. This can be served as a bowl, or you can make it into a sandwich. So I've made it into a sandwich here where I have bread, spinach, bell peppers, avocado, and the tofu, and I kept it open faced so that you could actually see it, but another one will go on top here. So that's one option. And then the other option is to have it in a bowl over rice. So if you have young kids, or you just have individuals in your family that are really used to, biting into a sandwich when it's mealtime, when it's lunchtime, no worries. Whatever you have as your normal bowl, because bowls are very common in this plant-based world. If you have a grain bowl like I have here with the tofu teriyaki bowl, take out the rice. That's going to be the starch for you, but take out the rice, and whatever is left over, you can put it onto a piece of bread for everybody else, or you can put it into a wrap just like you would a burrito, or you can serve it over noodles. So the only difference has to be that you're going to have a grain that's a little bit less processed, that if you are looking to lose weight is going to allow you to release weight. That's what yours looks like. And then for your family, you have the piece of bread, you have the noodles, you have the pasta, you have the wrap, so that it's family friendly. So think about, what did you used to serve your family? Would you make lasagnas? Would you make pastas? What did you used to make? And how can you make it so that it's SOS compliant, Slim on Starch compliant? Look at what the starch is, and then just sub out that starch for a common starch that people have. All right, so recap to this point. We have the no-cook meal, the one-pot meal, the family-friendly meal. By this point, you should have in your arsenal so far, what is this gonna look like in your world? Once you have that, we can move on to category number 4, which is the under 5 minutes meal. Just like it sounds like, these names don't really require much explanation, but it's exactly what it sounds like, that it's a meal that you can get done in 5 minutes or less. For me, that is going to be my oatmeal. So here I have microwaved quick oats, I have nut butter, and I have cinnamon. I don't have any bananas left. Usually there's banana on here, but this is what we have for now. I personally like quick oats. I just like the texture of them. I like the taste of them. I prefer them over rolled oats or steel cut oats or groats, and it works just fine for me. I find that people do get a little concerned over the things that are probably not going to make the biggest difference, to be honest. Whether somebody has rolled oats versus instant oats probably is not going to cause them to hold on to weight or to release weight either way. So oats is gonna be my quick under 5 minute meal. I'll be honest with you though, we could sub this category 1 for category 4 here, because this is an under 5 minutes meal as well. Under 5 minute meal staples are going to be things like microwavable rice, oats, microwavable grains like quinoa. Just please read the ingredients and make sure that they haven't added anything else. Canned vegetables, canned starches like corn is a nice canned starch. Legumes that are canned are an amazing option. Adding on avocado, any raw vegetables that you could just chop up, bell peppers, spinach, celery, carrots, those can all be added in, leafy greens, herbs, spices, condiments like soy sauce, mustard, salsa, pico de gallo. And then I sprinkled some seeds on top. So that's another 5-minute meal option. So write down what yours are. Brief intermission to shout out my Slim on Starch client, Sandra. Sandra said, I am so flippin' grateful I invested in this program. I've been plant-based for 4 years, but my weight slowly crept up over the past year and I was confused and tense about it. I'm about 10 days in and the most significant change I've experienced has been emotional. Increased calm, poise, and presence to those I love. I'm losing weight too and my appetite is settled so that I simply and happily eat what's right without the tension-filled decision about possibly having a milky sweet coffee or a bite of a pancake I might be making for my husband. I'm way, way, way happier. This program is sweet freedom. Sandra, I am so proud of you for investing in the Slim on Starch program. You are wearing this lifestyle beautifully. And then the last category I'm gonna put together right now, this is going to be the KISS meal. I was thinking of name it the Emmy Core meal, and you just put your name in, but KISS stands for Keep It Simple, Sweetie. It's a meal that doesn't require a recipe. For me, today we are going with my favorite JSPs, Japanese sweet potatoes. I poked holes in them, put them in the oven on a baking pan at 400 for an hour. And then veggies, we have cabbage that has been steamed. We have in season summer squash that has been steamed. And we have zucchini that has been steamed. And then I am going to add in some seeds with this for a source of healthy fats. JSPs with cinnamon, forget about it. So a KISS meal, you choose your starch. It can be potatoes, sweet potatoes, rice, quinoa, corn, millet, any sort of grain. Choose your vegetables and choose however it is that you want to cook them. So let's build one together, a hypothetical one. A hypothetical KISS meal could be a rice for your starch. For your vegetables, we could go kind of Mexican and we could go peppers and onions, and you could water saute those. Then you choose your legumes. Let's choose pinto beans and black beans. And then you could choose a fruit if you wanted to have some fruit on the side, or you could choose a condiment. So I could choose salsa and avocado as my condiment. Throw in a little bit of lettuce for a crunch. Throw in a little bit of cilantro and some lime juice. Bam! Why are KISS meals such a wise thing to include in your weekly repertoire? They don't require a recipe. They don't require you saying, shoot, I don't have that one ingredient. Now I have to go out to the store and get it. They allow you to help recalibrate your taste buds and to be able to enjoy the taste of whole, real, natural food. Another benefit, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So when you bring simplicity into your meals and your KISS meals, you're gonna see that simplicity permeate into all the other aspects of your world. Okay, I said the word mustard recently, and now I need to know, are you a ketchup person or a mustard person? Which one do you think is better? I'll tell you a little secret. When I was little, oh me oh my, I'm telling the internet this, I used to eat ketchup sandwiches. That was my lunch of choice. Ketchup, white bread, and ketchup. I've come a long way. If you liked this video, then you are going to love the next one that pops up on the screen, where I walk through the actual specific foods that I make sure I get in every single day. I love you, honeys, and I'll see you in my next video.